Hey everyone. A bunch of you have been following along on my journey with exhausts and mid-pipes, so I figured I'd give you an update. You might notice that I have the stock axle back on the car, and I did decide to uninstall the Borla axle back. So I'll tell you why. The not so good things, paired with the Apexi resonated mid-pipe, the mid-range 2,000 to 3,000 RPMs in the car is just super boomy. It is like low frequency, high bass. It's really boomy inside the car, and honestly the transmission shifts there a lot of the time, so it's always up and down, in and out of 2,000 RPMs, 3,000 RPMs, and it got a little bit old. The other thing too is that it did drone on the highway. I noticed around or above about 75 miles an hour, it did drone on the highway. Just kind of that low frequency, high-low, high-low, high-low kind of droning noise, I'm sure some of you have heard. So do I fault Borla for that? Nope, not at all. Borla's no drone guarantee doesn't cover somebody else's mid-pipe, so I can't hold them accountable for that. But the combination of the Borla axle back with the Apexi resonated mid-pipe, just a little louder than I wanted. I will say too, over break-in, it got better. Burned in a little bit. The sound wasn't quite as loud, but I definitely will say on cold start, it's very loud, the combination. Like a couple of my neighbors, even my neighbors who live 3 houses down from me, made the comment that they know when I start the car and they can tell when I come and go. So honestly, for me, that's a little bit embarrassing. I gotta be honest, like that's not really the acoustic that I'm going for. So I mean, overall, I did like the combination. I didn't love it. So I decided to go back to stock for a while. And so I will say, when I say stock, I do still have the Apexi resonated mid-pipe installed. I don't know, it didn't take long before I noticed 2 things. One, I think some people probably think I'm crazy when I say this, but the car is a little bit slower without an exhaust. And I know it's only an axle back, but in combination with the mid-pipe, essentially it's a catback system, and there's plenty of research in dynos, especially from RR Racing, showing that higher flow through the mid-pipe and through the axle back does actually net some more power. When I took off the OEM system and I was looking at it, and before I put it back on, you can tell, I mean, there's a stamping in the rear part of the stock axle back that has got to restrict flow a bit. And the Borla and a bunch of the other axle back systems have slightly wider tubing than stock. So I know some folks will say, yeah, there's actually nothing, it's just sound that's giving you that impression. But after driving the car plenty with the Borla and without the Borla, it just feels fractionally slower to me on the stock axle back. So I miss the speed, and I do miss some of the sound, I gotta say. So one of the things I did really like about the Borla combination with the Apexi resonated mid-pipe is at like downshifts and Sport S, it would pop and crackle. It just sounds amazing. And even like wide open throttle as well, when you're really on it, it sounds great. It sounds incredible. I love it. But it's that in between, like the boominess at the 2,000 to 3,000 RPM range and some of the drone on the highway, where I was like, ugh, I don't know, might be something better out there for me. So anyway, I've been back to stock for a little while. I miss some of the sound. The Apexi resonated mid-pipe is great. I would actually say from the outside of the car or the back of the car, just the Apexi resonated mid-pipe is probably the perfect sound. I think it sounds incredible. Problem is, you really can't hear it at all from inside the car. When you're driving the car, you almost can't tell the difference from inside that you even have the mid-pipe installed. So I do have another exhaust coming. I'll show you all more about that, but just want to give you an update that it's back to stock for right now. I did uninstall the Borla. Overall, like, I'd still recommend the Borla system to people. I like it, But just like I said, the boominess and a little bit of the drone had me wondering, is there something out there better? So that's it. I'll wrap it up for now, and I'll share more on the new exhaust soon. Thanks.